Jaws, hi! Welcome. Hold on. Every time I start like chatting, I always ask like, "Can you hear me? Is my mic set up right?" I've been in your stream like a couple times, and I never would have imagined that you would visit mine. I don't think I ever said hello though. Maybe like once or twice. Once that I like came and actually said hello. It's always, I guess, like people are always so busy, and even watching a stream takes up so much time, like people stream for like a couple hours, and I always feel bad about leaving, so I'm always like surprised that people will actually like join and come to say hello. Yeah, that's true. I mean, like I'm also definitely a lurker whenever I watch a stream. It's just that I really appreciate it if people do talk, because otherwise I'm just sitting here talking to no one, which is not why I actually stream. So I appreciate you saying something this time. Well, it's also just like, I don't know, I get like really, like if people aren't saying anything, then I'm kind of like, okay, what are they thinking? What do I do? Do they like what I'm doing? I have no idea. So then I get really like, I feel like really watched without really getting like the benefits of, like socializing nicely. Which kind of makes me think like, okay, so then why am I streaming, Yeah, I guess, I'm definitely an overthinker. It's just my personality, and I don't think it's something that I'll get rid of anytime soon. So I just share it and hope that people will I don't know, confirm for me that they do like what I'm doing and that I'm doing fine, and then I'm my mind quiets down, I guess. There. I wanted her hood to have like a bit more of a elongated fantasy feel, because it was a bit contemporary for me, for my intentions. Let's see. Okay, Tiefling. What kind of color skin am I gonna give her? I'm thinking something charcoal-like. I actually used tarot cards to come up with her backstory. I just drew some tarot cards and then, let me see, what were they? I made some notes on like what the cards were that I drew, I think. Where are they? Nope. Yeah, it's like, you know, I'm not like much of a tarot reader myself in terms of like, you know, wanting actual guidance from them or something, but I took 3 cards. I just drew like 3 cards that like felt right from the pile, and then read their meanings, and then kind of like used that for a story start, which where are they? Oh, they're in Ocean. That's why. I think for this one, let me see. No, let me look them up. Search. Just when you're there we go. Tiefling. No results. Yes, results. Yes. Oh yeah. So for this one I had like the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and 6 of Pentacles. I knew it was going to be like a Tiefling Warlock. And then, so the Page of Cups is like upright. It means like happy, surprise, dreamer, sensitivity. And then Knight of Cups has following the heart, idealist, and romantic. And then 6 of Pentacles had charity, generosity, and sharing. And so I felt like since you know, they're a Tiefling, it's kind of like a juxtaposition of their nature. So it felt like a fun story beat to utilize that to like create a character that is a Tiefling but doesn't really quite fit in because she's so gentle by nature. All right. Have fun drawing yourself. Oh. Sorry. Happy accidents happening. Hey, Adam. How's it going? Me first. As in, I asked you first, I meant. I'm good. I was so excited about like doing this portrait. It was really funny. I made the sketch and I was like, oh, I really want to draw her. But no, I have to like wait with coloring until the stream. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, I think it's just because like. No. I was like excited, as in a good way. Like I couldn't wait. I think, weirdly enough, like I love tieflings, but somehow this is the first time that I've actually like drawn a tiefling. I think. Maybe I used to. Because I think I used to. I think I used to like do more of this kind of stuff. Thanks. I'm glad you like the colors. I don't like the background though. Thanks. Yeah, it's so far it's like okay-ish. It's doing about like half as bad as the last one. But hey, at least it got funded. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it'll like pick up in the last couple days or something. Like this period is always, as far as I can see, like it always flattens out. And then maybe once I like, you know, if we get closer to the stretch goal, if I show this off, like, hey, or at least a thumbnail of this, or like a sliver, is like, hey, if we fund, then this is gonna be like the portrait that all the backers get to use. Then maybe that'll give it a boost. I don't know. Otherwise, this one is just going in a portrait pack or something. Or like going up as stock art. It's so double though, like the response to like the packs in general is so positive. Like everybody's like, oh, that's so smart and it's so cool and the art is cool and whatever. But on the other hand, I'm like, well, shouldn't it be doing better by now? I have no idea. It doesn't help. There's no, you don't really get like more visibility, I think, in the timeline from paying him, from paying for Twitter. So I don't think there's any point. You just get better visibility in the comments, but there's no point in that. I don't even want to be there on there anymore. Like, it's so depressing. Like, I was looking at my account. I was looking at other people's accounts, and I saw like, hey, 12,000 followers or something, and then they had like 1 like and like I don't know, maybe 200 impressions. I'm like, why are accounts with like 12,000 followers reaching 200 people? It makes no fucking sense. Yeah, according to plan, to scare everybody away. I don't know what the hell's plan is. I think he has a plan. I'm just not sure if he realizes that a lot of people aren't on board with it. I think if you have that much money, that eventually everybody just, you're just surrounded by like sycophants who just say yes to everything and, don't provide you with like honest feedback anymore. Sicko, but is it fans? Sycophants. Psychophants? Sycophants. Hold on, to the Google. Define psychophant. I don't know. You're the native English speaker, not me. You have a point, though. It's one of those words, you know how like you have those words that nobody ever uses in like spoken language, and then like you know the word, you know its meaning, but you have no idea. Sycophants is one of those words. Sycophants. I had that thing with like tutorials for the longest time. When I was like 14, I was looking up a lot of tutorials online. But I never, I didn't really have like any English speaking art friends. So, or like any art friends that were like into digital art like me. So, in my head, I was saying it as tutorials for like the longest time. And then I read it once, like trying to explain it to someone else, and I was like, wait a minute. I don't think I've been saying this right in my head. I don't think I've I've always thought that like tutorials was a really weird word in the first place. It sounds so silly, so not serious or something. I don't know. Whoa, for a second my screen went black. Please do not crap out on me right now. trying to decide if I want her with longer hair. Maybe asymmetrical. Confusing myself with all these line layers. I have the bad habit of just like going along with the layers, not renaming them, because that interrupts my flow. Oh, that's a good idea. Do you have like colors that you always use for like lines and right? That might be a good idea. Why? Why is this? Oh. This is not a hairline, huh? But aren't adjustment layers like always very recognizable in the first place? Or is it just for like quick referencing? Oh. Wait, different layer types? Like what? I get it. Okay, I get it. Those kinds of, like, are our manual adjustment layers. Yeah. Yeah. I get that. This is an overlay layer. I cannot merge this. I cannot merge this without jumping through a lot of hoops. See if this will work. I think I have like a trick where if you like flatten them with a transparent layer, then they're okay or something, because then they kind of like rasterize. But now that I'm saying it, I'm not sure anymore. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm a hamster, so I don't delete like anything, but I like duplicate all the layers that I want to like merge, and then like group the rest and hide that. Break already. Right. Yeah, I'm kind of like a, I don't know, like a kind of like a, well, it doesn't look at like it now, but at some point I do like to hold on, let me think for a second. There we go. I do like to merge everything and just paint instead of like keeping everything separated in layers, just because I feel like it makes for like a more cohesive final image, basically. Anyway, my computer is saying it's time for a break for me, for my arms. So I will be right back. I will run an ad to get rid of pre-rolls, and then by the way, are you hearing music? I don't think you are you? Hold on, let me fix that. Just let me try and fix that. Let me rephrase. How about now? Shush. How about now? Oh, wait. This is like the quietest. Come on. Heart of Courage. Yes. How about now? Okay, good. We were just on like a super quiet song, so I was like, yep, okay, of course you can't hear anything. Okay, I'll put it a bit louder. Well, I don't want it to like overpower me, so whatever, we'll leave it like this. Okay, break. Yes, I will be right back. Thanks, Adam. You know, this character makes me think of Isabel. I was like, who does she remind me of? And we'll know who I'm talking about. You know, I was talking about Isabel from the Discord. Oh, because I think like the picture that I remember seeing from her is that she had like this exact hair. This really cool gradient red hair. I know. I love that expression. Who are you on about? Who are you ranting about? Let me lighten up her skin for a second, because or should I leave that to the highlights? Maybe a little lighter. Oh, not that. Not that bit. There we go. Oh, by the way, I signed up for like a gouache course. Justin Donaldson gouache course. John Donaldson's, I wanted to say. I'm really excited about that. Yeah, it's been really fun to paint traditionally more. Yeah, and it's like it's weird. There's so many other things to like take into account, which is kind of like daunting at first, but it also makes like some things easier, like painting foliage. I hate doing that digitally so much. But with just like a brush and some oil paint, it's pretty easy. Or not like pretty easy, but well, for me, it's a lot easier than trying to do that digitally. Somehow. So that's been a nice thing to discover. But apparently it's really hard to make gradients in gouache, which I didn't realize before like getting all excited about it. So, and I kind of like feel like I do a lot with gradients in my work, so I'm really curious to see how that will go. Maybe I'll hate it. Well, I wouldn't say it's like the reverse of watercolors, but yeah, it's more opaque. It's like the way I've read like the explanations is that it's like it's watercolor except with like way more pigment in it, which makes it more opaque. And why then it is like difficult to make gradients with it, I'm not really sure. It's just something that I was like there was someone who did like a YouTube video review of like the whole course, and then hold on, I'm like on the brink of a sneeze. No, okay. Anyway, so and then they said like, well, there's like 1 week where you do like specific exercises for gradients because they're so hard to do in gouache, and I was like, what? So I'm not sure why, but apparently that's a thing. Yeah, it's not working. Nope. I'm not sneezing. Yeah, I think I saw one mention of like needing a certain kind of brush, like an oval brush, like a like the makeup brush that people use to put blush on their cheeks. Kind of like that, like an oval thing. Yeah, I think I'll handle it this way. I always, you know how there's like two different ways to approach shadow? Where like the one is like you use a gradient and then like transparency is baked right into the layer, and then there's also like working with masks, and I'm always like, there's so many pros and cons to both. What do I do? Yeah, but then is it like all, because with like the transparency baked into the layer, if you want to like adjust something or like use the gradient tool to add something, then you're fucked, basically. Okay, so you like start with flat shadows, basically. Yeah, that's the thing. I kind of like to start with gradients right away. Which is why comics are like so insanely hard for me. Are. Because it's like all about like flats and taking the, you know, the shorter route, but what? I'm like the gradient hoarder, which is why I'm kind of like wash. Yeah, I guess that could work, but I don't know, it's just not the same. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna let myself be bullied into using flats. Let's see, what's the kind of like, I guess the most I've felt peer pressure in terms of like art, it's mostly been about like productivity, you know, like seeing other people like draw all the time, even if they meet up with friends or something, and then I'm like, I'm not drawing, that means I suck. Well, it's not even that, like just people like drawing for fun, you know, like but then all the time. I used to have this guy in college, and he was like, because we were, you know, the I was in college, but it was like a 3D school, you know. So there were like lots of people, you know, learning to be a 3D artist and stuff. And there was one guy and me, basically, who wanted to be like concept artist in that year. But I was kind of like, yeah, I want to be a concept artist, and then mostly drawing. But then, you know, drawing for school and doing my school assignments. He was like drawing all the friggin' time, which made me go like, whoa, if I'm not drawing that much, then apparently I suck. He even had this little laptop. That was kind of like a precursor to like the Mobile Studio Pro, or like an iPad, you know, like an actual, you could like flip around the screen. It was like a laptop, but you could like rotate the screen 180 degrees and then flip it down, so it was like on top of the keyboard. So you could like draw on it. Yeah, yoga. Oh, now it seems so, yeah. It seems so appropriate now. The name. Man, I don't really know where I want to. I feel like it's a bit too dark, but I don't really want to light it up. Maybe I should just work on her highlights. Maybe I should work on our highlights, then I start to do more shadows. Anyway. Thanks. I don't know. I'm just thinking it's all a bit too dark, whatever, but maybe it's just like the ugly face or something. Yep. Hello, welcome back. Have you been playing Baldur's Gate? Thanks. Oh, Baldur's Gate. The one game that everybody is talking about. Just co-op, as in like local, or does that mean that you go like, you still play through the story, right? Oh, how does that work? I've actually not even considered playing online. Right. So what are you playing? D&D and cutting out that pesky DM. Well, I mean, the game is your DM, right? Beatrix. Sorry, I have to laugh because our retired queen is called Beatrix, and she's like the well, you know, she's a grandma. Let me keep it at that. I've been playing an elf rogue, high elf rogue, which is like slightly annoying because everybody's like all hoo-ha about Asterion, and I'm not like getting to know his story because I never have him in my party, because I'm a rogue myself, you know, so I have like more, yeah, but that's the fun thing. Also, I missed out on Gale because I was like scared of the portal that he was in the beginning. So, and he was like the one character that I wanted to romance, and I got to him like way late, so I'm kind of like, crap. Honestly, it's so funny to see how different people play the game, because I'm like all serious, you know. I'm like, oh no, I wanna do the good thing, and I wanna you know, I wanna play the game right, you know. But then I have one say with my husband, who's like, okay, and he's like a dwarf fighter, you know, but he's like, I'm gonna sneak around. So every time he sneaks around, he gets caught. And then he's like, okay, hold on, I'm gonna sneak. And then he goes to like Shadowheart and pickpockets her. And I was playing with like another friend, and he was also like, okay, let's do like the dumb option. So every time I'm like playing super serious with myself, and then with everybody else I play with, they go like for like, oh, let's do the dumb shit. Imagine what it'd be like killing his hand. And I was like, well, so like, yeah, so, jeez. I mean, it makes it really fun, so it's fun, but it's so different from the way I play my game. I feel like that has been my reaction to a large part of the game was like, whoa, okay, we're really doing this. It's a lot of fun, though. I think it's really well made. Your plan is to basically romance everyone at this point and praying mince them afterwards. I was surprised at how aware the characters are of each other, to be honest. So I romanced someone, and then I started talking to someone else too closely, and they were like, well, fuck you then. I was like, oh, okay. Apparently I can't just do everybody without consequences. Yeah. I get that. They were exactly the people I was talking about. Mostly because they were the only two who were actually interested in me. Because Asteria was like, don't be silly. Wait, I thought... Oh, that's your own game. I thought you were playing Beatrix. I get it. Okay. Oh, hey, a tiefling. Yeah, I'm thinking next round I'll do like a paladin just to be able to like wear all the freaking cool gear. Because I don't think I have anyone in my party right now who actually uses heavy armor. So I'm missing out on a lot of that stuff. You know, it's funny. Paladins always seemed so boring to me. Because I always thought, like, okay, you have to be, you know, good. You're secretly a paladin warlock tiefling. Okay, my computer's telling me to take another break, so that's what I'll do. I'll be back in like 5 minutes, I think. And I'll run another ad to get rid of the pre-roll stuff. Be right back. Thanks. I'm always a little out of breath when I come back because I just walked up some stairs. Yeah, exactly. Oh no, they're waiting for me. Hey, Aaron, welcome. Thanks. Yeah, it's the using a lasso tool has been amazing for like getting all those shapes in and also getting the gradients in right away. And congrats, Adam. Congrats on the potential to earn 60 cents a month from streaming on Twitch. Yeah, definitely do. I think a lot of people use it, though. Adam and I were just talking about how he uses like mostly flats actually, and I like to go for the gradients, which is kind of funny. For shadows, I mean. Sorry, I'm like thinking, which makes me say dumb things. No, you shouldn't put it in your savings account, Adam. You should invest it in stocks. In stonks. Well, I mean, you have to wait for a couple years, but after that, you'll be rich. But yeah, that's basically my workflow, Aaron. I kind of like start off with the gradient tool, just laying in colors and shadows and highlights and stuff, and then I go in with like a brush and render the thing. Well, I mean, if you invested in Bitcoin in what was it, like 2017 or something, then you might be rich by now. If you got out on time. So, Aaron, how did you end up in this stream? We definitely need to build a time. But then, you know, we need to build a time machine and give it to nobody else. Because if we give it to anybody else, then stocks are going to be worthless. Because then everybody will know which stocks to buy. Oh, cool. I'm getting like more and more like interaction on Blue Sky, and I'm so happy that it's like taking off because it's such a nice place to be. Hey! Hello, Apple. How are you? Thanks for dropping by. How's your to-do list going? For like Japan and all the cons. If you like frogs, then you should check out Appeltjesgroen's work. Because she draws a shitload of them. Yeah, gotta love ever-growing to-do lists. Yeah, pretty good. You know, working on the portrait, which is turning out pretty nice, I think. I'll probably use the last 40 minutes or something to get some rendering done. Hey, welcome back. People are suddenly piling in. Looks like it's the end of the workday. Or the beginning for some others. Yeah, that's always like, oh man. That's always my biggest issue with these, with like being a freelancer is like the rest of the world gets started when I'm like winding down for the day. So I often wake up to like all the things that happened, you know, while I was sleeping. Yeah, but I mean, not only streaming, but just things like happening online. Like, I've had job openings on like Twitter or social media that have opened and closed while I was sleeping. So I was like, oh, okay, this would have been a cool job for me, but I had no chance to reply because, you know, I was sleeping. Yeah, honestly, I can't, like, give up my daily schedule for, work, to be honest. Because, I also have a husband who comes home and would like to spend time with me, have dinner, that I would like to spend time with and have dinner with. And he works normal hours, so. Oh, thanks. Thanks, antagonist. I'm actually struggling with them a little bit because they do look like otherworldly, but they're somehow, I don't know, somehow there's like so much contrast that I feel like it's kind of like detracting from something. I don't know. I'm just not. There's some work to be done. Maybe it's like her cowl. I mean her hood, not the cowl. Yeah, it's too bright. Well, at least you get motivated to work. Yeah, I know, but otherwise the let's see, with the border of the layer section. Hold on. Let me do this before I forget about it again. Let me figure out a color for a second. I think I'll just go dark red or dark something. What about just black? Yeah. Oh yeah. I see it now. It's because of me there we go. I was working a bit more to the left than I usually do, I think. Maybe Adam's gonna correct me and say, like, no, I can never see the artwork. Yes! Someone type tryout. Let me know what you think. I'm so proud of that app. Like, I'm so proud to have an app featuring my artwork. I know, it's no thanks to me. I didn't program this. Someone like sent me an email at one point, after I'd made like just the female Elf Ranger pack. And they said like, hey, wouldn't it be like a really cool idea if you had like a web app which would make it like so much easier for people to use it? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, I made you one. I was like, what? Okay, how much do I owe you? Nothing. I just like doing this. I thought you would need you could really use it. I was like, yes. Amazing. And it's been an amazing asset so far, I think. Whoops. I know. I think it's one of the most wholesome interactions I've ever had. No, that's not true. I've had many wholesome interactions, but yeah, it was amazing. Definitely. And then I had some, some issues like integrating it into the website, and someone else actually helped me like get that fixed. And they are responsible for the randomize button, which I am also so happy with. Oh, nice. Thank you. Thanks for letting them know about the Kickstarter. Yeah, I've had people saying like, oh, do you have like, I don't know, like a bard or whatever. I think it was like a halfling bard. I'm not sure. No, halfling rogue and something else. Anyway, people have been asking for stuff, so they're definitely interested. It's just, y'all, I just don't have the time to make everything at once. But I'm really happy to hear that people are like supportive and talking about the packs and stuff, because that helps me a lot. I'm seeing like the black and white version, and I'm suddenly going like, what if she... Yeah, I'm wondering how it'll go with like the last, like the home stretch of the campaign, because it's definitely entered that, you know, middle ground where like nothing happens, where you just keep like spamming art and posts and stuff, and you're kind of like, well, is anybody even looking at this? But then once, you know, I'm expecting that once I start saying like, well, there's like 2 days left, so get them while they're still available, then that should spark some pledges, I hope. Thanks. Yeah, the skin tone is actually something I've never done before. So this is like one big experiment. But I like her nose too. I'm just not so sure about her hair attracting so much attention. Oh, that makes it way worse. Yeah, I've definitely been enjoying Blue Sky. It's so, it's so nice not to have to think about like algorithms, even though it's kind of like, I know that there's like a reason that companies switch to algorithms, but I feel like it kind of backfired for most people. So it's been really nice not to have to think about like posting links in separate posts and stuff, and having to think about like cloaking keywords and stuff. Yeah, it was definitely like a breath of fresh air. And I know, like, I can see that a couple Kickstarter backers have come from Blue Sky, so that's nice. I'm not actually seeing any other social media like in the link as like reference tags, so I'm not sure about the others, but so far a lot of people seem to be like returning backers, or they came from Blue Sky. Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like at first, also for like the art scene, it was a lot of artists, like a lot of artists looking at artists, which is great, but it's one of the reasons why I don't want like a website like DeviantArt anymore, where I'm like, I also need to be able to find clients, and those are also going to be people who don't do art, or are not like as heavily invested into art. So I really, you know, need there to be like a public space. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I'm actually wondering like where all the art directors have gone. I'm wondering if they've gone like back to Instagram, or if they've just like gone off social media just because they're so sick of everything. Oh really? I haven't seen like the push for people to get art directors onto Blue Sky, to be honest. I missed that one. But yeah, so far, you know, at least for like the general interaction stuff, it's been really cool. Why? Oh, that's why. Okay. Why is there a stray bit of red here? That's why. See, that's why I don't like working with a bunch of layers, because inevitably, I get stuck in this kind of stuff. Oh, like so. I wonder, I mean, like, the specific art directors that I'm looking for are, like, book publishing, like, traditional publishing art directors. I don't really, I mean, I do, like, D&D stuff, but I usually don't work with the game studios that much, just because their budgets aren't high enough for what I charge. So far, at least. So I haven't really, you know, aimed my sights at those kinds of art directors. And I think RJ is more in like the gaming space, right? Or like film. I'm debating whether, yeah, I think I'm at the point where I'm just gonna merge and render. Oh yeah, I can definitely see you doing Kidlit. Yeah, I've actually we've like chatted on Skype and stuff once. So we know each other, and I've been emailing her for a couple of years. But so far, no book cover commissions from her yet. But that's probably because my my art is like a little too young for her. So I need to like I'm doing like an oil painting right now that like might work for her better, but it's just like it's my first oil painting, so I'm not sure if like the quality is going to be up to snuff for anything. But it's it's more of that like adult stuff that she needs to see. I'm not doing that yet. And I know someone else said like I could probably art direct you to a great book cover, but art directors don't. They need you to be able to do that already. It's like that was like the portfolio review that I got from them, which was great because it was like a signal to me like I'm almost there, but not yet. Oh yeah, send them over to. Man, that's such a good idea. And I'm sending like a Blue Sky invite over to ADs, and I'm not even sure if I wanna. I mean, if I would dare to. I think I'm too scared. Yeah, that's exactly where I feel like my work is too. Yeah, but you come across as so friendly, Opal. I regularly get feedback that I come across as kind of like harsh. So I might not come across the right way. Maybe, but it's also my parents have said the same thing. Not in like a you suck way, but more like when discussing like what my tone of voice is when like I write cover letters or something for a job interview. I asked my dad to check them because he's really good at that kind of stuff. And he was like, you know, you write well enough, but you seem so like angry almost. So I'm not sure, and like he's Dutch, so I don't think it's a cultural thing. Plus, it's also, it depends on like the yeah, exactly. It's just that I'm thinking about it more and more where like, you know, those people, I think you have a streak of that too, Apple, where there's just so much socializing energy in, you know, your type of people that's like already half the battle. Whereas if I socialize with people, like this stream, it's a lot of fun, but I'm not doing this multiple times a week just because I am beat after doing this kind of stuff. Like I really need to recuperate, and the same goes for like going to events or whatever. If I'm there, then it's fun, but I don't have that mental energy to actually like keep up with people a lot, or you know, keep up with like a lot of groups. I'm very happy like in my own little tiny world, which does make networking, like the natural networking, kind of difficult. Yeah, exactly. Which is like kind of frustrating because I do feel like I'm a really good business person. And I would be able to do this freelancing stuff so well if I were only able to like get enough revenue. Sell myself, basically. Or my work, not myself. Jeez. Yeah, exactly. I noticed the same in like my brother-in-law. He's doing so well, and he just has like a lot of fun talking to people, and also like being genuinely interested. But that also means that he's like top of mind whenever people need something. And it's the same with like another friend that I have. Like he just keeps making amazing career moves, and it's just because he's also like very social, which means he, you know, he catches people's eye when they need something. And I'm I'm relatively mousy in that sense that I sit in a corner and wait for people to come to me. I know. Out there where, Adam? I don't know. Maybe it was like the fire hose thing that was in front of my booth. No, I don't know. I think I was like leaning too much into the American design or something of a booth, where like I thought like I always get like overwhelmed with like all the stuff that people have in like their backgrounds and stuff. So I figured, oh no, I want to be like more high end and attract like people with, I don't know, like the older people, I guess. So I have like a framed image or a framed picture behind me instead of like a wall of prints. But yeah, I feel like I definitely didn't fit in with like what DCC crowd expected. Surprise beams in front of a table? What do you mean? Yeah, maybe, but I mean, I wasn't gonna like take a dealer table in my first convention, you know, just like trying to try stuff out. No. Like a pillar. Oh, that sucks. Did I have that too? No, I don't think so. No. Maybe. I don't know. Depends, to be honest. I'm not sure if I'll be able to like shell out a couple hundred again to just be there again. I'm actually like on the verge of like quitting art and getting into like another career, maybe, if this stuff doesn't work out. And if I don't have the spoons now, with this being my job, then I really won't have the spoons when I actually have a different job. But it would be nice to like share a table with someone, just also for like the companionship, you know. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. I actually also really like the black and white version of this. Somehow this works, that part. Doorbells always ring at the shittiest time. What did I say? I said, maybe, but I'm not even I'm not even sure if I'll like still be doing art in a couple months, because I might have to like quit and do something else, because this stuff is not working out and my savings are running out and stuff. And I'm still not completely sure what I'm gonna do. If I'm gonna like, if I really want to try and make this work for like another, I don't know, year or something, or if I'm just gonna give up and just like become something else, like data scientist or honestly, I when we're like talking about like spoons, I mean, I won't like stop doing art, but I don't really have that drive to have it as a business if I'm earning money elsewhere. So then I would just be like, you know, making art, sharing it on some Discord with some friends, and basically calling it a day, probably. Plus, you know, if I were working even part-time, then on the days off, I would probably, like, if we start a family, I'd have to like take care of a kid. So I don't think I'd have like much opportunity, much time, much energy to actually like keep it up on the side. Plus then it's kind of like, how long do you keep that up for? And definitely, do you quit at some point if it's not like doing anything? Yeah, exactly. It's, you know, working full time and doing like art. There are people who have a kid, work a studio job, and then also like do stuff on the side, like freelancing or whatever. And I'm like, how do you keep up with that and not like drop dead, basically? How are you still an approachable person when you're working at like 3 p.m? They definitely are, in my opinion. Like, I wouldn't even call them gods, because honestly, I feel like, I don't know. I keep thinking back to this one artist who was working, they worked on On Spider-Man, like Sony Spider-Man. And what's he called? I think Patrick something. Anyway, so he worked on that, and he was like sitting in front of a crowd of like students, like full of it was at a convention or something, and he was standing there, and someone, like the presenter, was asking him like, oh, what would your advice be to these young people, trying to like emulate your career? And he was like, well, you'll have to like sacrifice things, sacrifice time with family, sacrifice sleep, sacrifice hobbies, but keep working and then you'll get there. And I was like, what the hell are you telling these young people? You're telling them to work themselves into a burnout by 30, I was so insanely disillusioned. Yeah, pretty angry, to be honest. I still am. Like, whenever I think about it, I still get angry about it. Yeah, working from home with kids, like, I don't even work well when I'm waiting for the doorbell to ring, like I know that somebody's going to be at the door, or if I need to leave for an appointment in the afternoon, I don't really like get into my work because I feel like, I'm worried that I'll like miss the appointment or whatever. So if I have like a baby at home or whatever, and I need to watch them, I cannot get into my work. Oh, I'm just reading your comment about lizards. Yeah, I do. I get what you mean. Like, I think anomalies is like the most accurate and the most kind in that sense. The most neutral, let me put it that way. Yeah. I mean, it does like, I'm not sure like how many of those artists are like part-time artists where they have, where they're like either homemakers or they have like a different job at first and are an artist on the side. I wouldn't if I were freelancing, then I'd just like keep up this job because the kid would go to to daycare during the day when I would be doing my work, but yeah, it definitely, like, kids in the early stages definitely need a lot of attention, especially with like the Dutch culture where it's like, yeah, but you need to take care of them yourself. You cannot send them to daycare because that's cruel. Yeah, exactly. And I do feel like we would have a lot of help if we had a kid. Like, we'd have like the engaged grandparents, but if 5 days a week, like working days. Yeah, but so daycare, if it's only subsidized for like the amount you officially work, So if you like work part-time, and then you decide like, oh, I want to do art on the side or whatever, you're not allowed to get reimbursed for that day that you don't work. So if you're like a hobbyist or like someone with an art side job, and I'm guessing that it's like dependent on like if you have like an actual gaviga or something, like a Chamber of Commerce number maybe, or that you can prove like how much you were working before you had the kid. But if it was less than that, then you wouldn't, you'd have to pay for yourself for a daycare for all of it on the day that you aren't working for like your boss. So if that were the situation for like those artists that you're saying like they disappeared for 2 years, I can definitely see how they just weren't able to make that time, with art on the side. Every other weekend, that's nice. Yeah, I'm kind of like, oh, man. I'm hoping a little for just like a kind of, honestly, I'm hoping that we're like the kind of like easygoing parents that won't get too caught up in like having to entertain the kid all the time, like some of those videos make you think if you see like all the YouTube moms and stuff. And that because of that we'll have like a pretty easygoing kid where I'll be like, well, I'm gonna mow the grass, and they'll be like, okay. Oh, no problem. I'm all about like the heavier discussions. I can't do. That's the thing, right? Like, I can't do small talk. At least, I find small talk maybe more draining than actual heavier conversations. Yeah, the only reason that I want to keep working is just because I don't see myself being a stay-at-home mom. So, like, even if it weren't, like, a net positive, I would want to keep working just for my own sanity. But, some people are, like, perfectly happy being, like, a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dad, and that's perfectly fine. And then the choice is much easier to make in terms of like, is working this job still worth it for me, Yeah, I was like an only child until I was 8 years old. Yes. And I definitely feel like I am never bored, in the sense that I know very well how to entertain myself and keep myself busy, and to seek out my own entertainment, basically. So I definitely feel like my parents did a good job of letting me figure out my own stuff. You had no friends at all. I was like, you have no friends? Yes, you do. You have like loads. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear you were bullied, though. It's weird, right? Like how if once we actually grow up, we can like we find our people. Oh yeah, that was totally me too. Though I wasn't actually bullied, but I was kind of like I was like on the edge looking in. And then I had a friend who got bullied. So people were like, if you drop her as a friend, then we'll be friends with you because we think you're kind of cool. And I was like, I don't think I'm comfortable with that. Oh, you work with kids on your day job, or is it like a regular part, or is it like incidental with like kids coming along with their parents? Honestly, I feel like I'm. Oh, okay. I feel like I'm the same way where I'm like I'm not really that comfortable with other people's kids. Um, And I think my stepmom, like, she said the same, where she was like, yeah, I was totally overwhelmed with other people's kids before we had kids. And then we had kids, and you kind of, like, get used to it or something. So I'm guessing that will kind of, like, happen to me too. But I'm also thinking that, like, I don't know, I'm just that kind of person who just, you know, can handle their own kid better than other people's kids. Also, maybe because, like, with a lot of other people's kids, I'm kind of like, I don't know what you want. What do you can't, like, let me know what you want, what your deal is. And then I get, like, really flustered and kind of like scared of like interacting. Which is how I deal with, you know, grown-ups. But then I'm also applying that to kids. Yeah. Kids are definitely chaos. Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't think I know any like, I mean, kids just also need a lot of correction in the sense that, like, I don't know, even my my sister-in-law, who I think is doing a really good job with her kid. She was like, I don't want to say no to my kid too much, you know. It's just it's not necessary in the sense that, like, the word starts to lose its meaning if you say it too much, which I can get behind. But then, you know, after a while, once he started, like, walking and, like, getting into stuff and like getting into his terrible twos and stuff. No, before that, before when he started crawling and getting into stuff. Then she was like, no, come back, no, come here, leave that alone, whatever. It's like, you can't help yourself. Those kids they're just like trying out stuff, and like, I mean, who can blame them? Like, they have to learn everything, but yeah, it takes a lot of energy. Yeah, nee, niet doen. I think a lot of what I sometimes forget is that you can also like distract them. So instead of just saying no, yeah. And I guess instead of like saying no, you can say like, oh, do that instead. Which, honestly, I'm saying this, I'm hearing myself say this. Once we have a kid ourselves, I'm gonna be like, no, but whatever. But I do feel like I'm learning from like my my mother-in-law and my stepsister that you can also say like, hey, look at this instead, and then they get distracted, and then that's easier sometimes. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna do this first. Or like when they start crying, then just say like, oh, look at this, and then give them like another toy or something. And they're like, ooh, done. It's like that puppy. Do you know like that video of like the puppy who goes like, ball, leaf, ball, leaf, ball, leaf? It's kind of like that. I love that. Sorry, I'm still... That's so on point. I think one of the biggest things I've learned from like seeing family members and stuff and friends and stuff have kids is that it never goes to plan. So you can like have ideas about how you want things, but then you just need to expect that everything is going to be like 180 degrees different. I think, honestly, thrift stores do have like a lot of good toys, but I think that it's more like we're only gonna have eco-friendly and wooden toys, and then you get like presents from everybody else, and they give you like the most horrible toys that like make a lot of sound, which is I think the most horrible gift you can give to a parent. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, if you're gonna go for screen time, then Bluey is a really good choice. Your aunt-in-law is evil. Oh my god. That's one of the evilest things I've ever heard. Ah, okay. So she just wants to like give something physical. Books. That's the funniest thing. Books that are hard to turn off. Yeah, it's got to be the fire truck, right? Of course he does. Hey, Moose! We were just talking about the joys of kids. A kiddie piano! Awful. Appeltjesgroen has an evil aunt that gives parents noisy playthings for their kids. I already told Moose like when was it, Moose? Like last week? No, I think a couple days ago that he's always such a ray of sunshine. Honestly, I would have pegged you for like the type that was always not having kids. That is Moose. But yeah, so I think I'm pretty accurate in saying that I won't have a lot of time for art on the side if we have a kid. Yeah, I've definitely stopped. I've stopped. We have this website here that has like free news, but then people can also leave comments, and I've definitely stopped reading the comments just because it makes me feel so angry at like people. I know. I kind of like I keep being curious because often there's like extra information or like a different point of view in there. So I get like curious what other people are thinking about it, but then I'm kind of like, why did I even do this to myself? You did that in 10 minutes? Moose, you're a god. We were just talking about gods, but you're a god. Moose did a drawing in 10 minutes with his mouse. Like a good one. It's not... It's pretty good. With... even with the context of 10 minutes with mouse. Even without the context of... There was this tag on Mastodon, which was Bad Hand Day or something, and people just like drew hands and posted it. And I am sure that people spent hours creating a hand that didn't look half as good as your Sonic. I think I'm gonna call it a day soon, to be honest. Oh, look, that's actually that's yeah, well, we were like having a nice chat and stuff. Yeah, it was like, oh, I've got to head off, and then you said, I'm surprised you're still on. I hadn't even seen that comment of yours. But yeah, we were having a nice conversation, and I was having a nice time. I was actually saying to Adam that like I was really excited about starting this portrait this morning, where I was like, crap, I actually want to start now, but I have to wait until the stream starts. So yeah, I was kind of like, yes, I finally get to paint this. And honestly, I've been on like longer for the past couple times, I think. I'm pretty sure. Hey, we got a new backer in the time of the stream. I just keep thinking like, oh, I just want to do this real quick and do this real quick. Still have a ways to go though before I can release this with like release the finished version, I should say, with the full pack. So keep sharing that shit. Okay. I'm gonna go. Look at that timing from Nightbot. Yes, I would love to do corgi dress up. But I've already gotten suggestions for like halfling rogue and something bard. I'll include corgi dress up as a joke in the next poll, and then people will like oh, there we go. Yes, you did. Thanks, Apple. I'm missing like half the chat. Anyway, so yeah, I'll include corgi dress up, and then it will totally backfire because everybody will go for like the corgi option, and then I'll like be actually stuck doing a corgi dress up. April 1st. Oh wait, that actually might work out. No, hold on. It's been May, June, July, August, September, 5 months. And then this one ends in October, November, December, January, February. It might just work if I stretch it for 2 months. And then everybody's gonna be like, she's fucking with us. Is this real? And then I'm gonna make you a co-creator on the Kickstarter. Okay, I'm gonna head off. Anyway, thank you all for coming. Thank you for keeping me company. And yeah, talk about the Kickstarter to other people, please, if you haven't been doing so already. And yeah, I hope to reach that stretch goal where I can give out this portrait to everyone. And I'll be back next week, probably, to like kind of like live finish up the Kickstarter, like I did last time. So, if you want to, you can join again next week. But yeah, for now, thanks for coming and see you later.